Hello, Patreon friends, and welcome to Last Call of Cthulhu. This is the after show for I don't have to do the podcast stuff for this.
Episode 10.
Episode 10. Did you wear heels?
Did you wear flats to the Charnel grounds?
You should. No, I wore the spikiest stiletto heels I could find. I'm tired of being short.
How do you think I broke my leg?
In a train accident, apparently.
Oh, yeah, so you guys just learned something here, right?
So now everybody has heard about the children, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gwendolyn has not parsed this out yet. She's just like, okay.
I think this is gonna go great.
So, part of this is Dimitri's like weird sanity issues and his the Buddha coming actual.
Yeah, that was from your
real
dream.
life.
Yeah.
He's playing it off as pretty chill, but he's freaked out.
Not a fun thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
When whenever you have a dream and it happens,
Yeah, I'm hoping
it's a weird thing.
It's not.
And you've completed the ritual. We lost some POW, but you gained cool instruments.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm at 75 POW still. So.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I built this character to be the one to do rituals, ironically.
There you go.
And then I have just no luck, so I don't dare try.
All the power, none of the luck.
So close to 90.
90 luck?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
wow.
I'm at 92 sanity, so
I don't care about sanity though.
clearly.
But yet he's still surprisingly sane. So good for him.
Yeah. He's living his best life.
Oh no. This episode was pretty. I'm gonna have to really think about how he's gonna go forward. He's no bueno.
So here's a question: did Nick / Eugene expect the ritual to work and his wife to come back?
What do you mean? For that? No.
Or
I
were
was
you
expecting-
not trying to do that?
This was like winging a prayer.
Okay.
I was expecting very bad things to actually happen. A part of me was hopeful when you mentioned the whole mirror universe thing that I was actually going to get pulled in and that you would have.
I did like that idea a lot because
that would have.
one of the things that I
would have been so nice to people. Oh, you
It would
guys.
have been creepy as
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, you would not want to trust him.
one of the things I don't know how to do it on stream because I've done it in con games, is a game where one of you is a doppelganger and the doppelganger keeps changing.
Oh.
So when I'll pull you, I'll be like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And then I'll pull you out and me, the character, passes out and now you are the doppelganger. And so I hand the player a card that says, you're the doppelganger. This is what you can do. Mm-hmm. And then the other player, I'm like, you don't remember any of what happened.
That seems easy enough to do. Yeah.
Yeah, but on stream, it's a little, because in the game, once everybody's been the doppelganger, then you can just sort of do it openly. But until then, you kind of have to...
You have a little card, and you don't pass it out. It's just like if I do someone else, I'm like...
Because there's a...
And then you read it, and
there's a bully pulpit game I've talked about a couple times. You played the Shabalhiri Roach.
in this case, it would be a goatee.
Right. Oh my God, he's evil.
It would be like the mustache thing when we all had Flint's mustaches.
That was awesome.
And the idea of the roach is that you can be taken over by an all-powerful Babylonian deity who gives you these ridiculous powers, but at the end of the game, there's a winner, and you can't win the game if you have the roach. And so there's this weird kind of, I want to get the roach, so I'm all-powerful, so I can do this stuff. Now I want to get rid of the roach, which is easier said than done. And I kind of like that push-pull kind of feeling of that. And I was trying to think of a way to do that with a stream game, but it's harder,
And I wish I had gotten the goatee. I was actually excited.
The mirror universe thing, that would be kind of fun, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really have an idea for that.
And I kind of sprung it last minute, heads up, Eugene's probably going to try something.
Yeah, so before the show, Nick comes up to me and goes, I think Eugene's going to try and do something with his wife here. And so, I was, as a GM, you love it when a player does that. You know, one of the things that I love about my players is they'll come up and they'll go, "Hey, what about this idea?" But in this case, there was some weird calculus because, like, I just had to say right away, I'm like, I don't want another DM NPC. So, you know, your wife's not going to come back.
Yeah.
You know, but that there's still like, you know, and I almost went like the headdress of eyes kind of way where like your wife would be a voice in your head for the rest of the time. But then, I mean, that's practically a DM NPC.
I mean, and I went in with no expectation that he would even make contact with her or that her that it potentially was even her to begin with. So like and that's kind of why I like the idea of like you take Eugene almost basically out of it and it's like
Right.
he's off to the side. Maybe he's actually talking with her or whatever it is, sorting it out. You don't know. Just deal with Mirror Universe Eugene for a while. And
if we had, you know, that's a little close to what we did with it's a twist on what we did with the cloning, you know.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
so like as I was thinking about it, the only thing that came to mind was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where in the musical episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you found out that like her friends like spent a whole season. She was dead, and they spent a whole season trying to bring her back because she's the hero we need. And in the musical, she finally says, I was in heaven and I was at peace and you tore me out of that and I'm back here now. And like how much that hurt her. And so I was like, oh, that's what I'll do with the wife. You know, like she's finally achieved enlightenment.
There
But then
was some dark
she was not
background. Yeah.
recalling things correctly. And then Eugene's like, she knows enough where it's like, this could be her, but like, it's wrong. Is it her?
Right. And that's the question.
And then how does he, and that's the whole, the important thing is if he got if she had remembered things correctly and wanted to go back, he at least could have a chance to be like, well, I can say goodbye to you and I can have some catharsis.
Right. But there was no closure here.
But there was none whatsoever.
And that actually played into Tenzin's later conversation where, you know, he was talking about faith and belief because like, you're like, no, this can't be my wife.
Well, no, it's worse than that. I don't know if it's my wife.
Well, yeah, that's yeah. It's not. I don't believe. It's. I don't know if I do believe. I don't know if I believe.
Well, no, it's either like I don't know.
Right.
It's just I don't.
Yeah, and I still don't. I still have to figure out like this whole stuff with the mirror.
Yeah.
We're way off the book in terms of the Malong now and that sort of thing. But but I love it.
That's nothing new.
Are there rules for it? The long breaks.
No.
Wow.
No,
Is it a
there's-
magic item that is unbreakable like in D&D?
Now I'm thinking.
No, there are no. You didn't have to attune to it. You know that. No, the Malong has rules for like when you use it, and there's actually there's rules which I might be playing around with if you use it too much,
Yeah. that
which
makes
could
sense.
come into play here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Fortunately, the whole experience that he had, he's very turned off to the mirror right now. It's worth keeping around technically, but it's like this did not get him where he wanted to go. So he's like, I don't really care.
Is it like the idea of a photograph stealing pieces of your soul and you feeling like stretched and thin?
It's almost more drug kind of like you know like if then you start having withdrawal if you're not using it, you know that sort of
Gotcha.
thing.
So something bad happened to me because he used it too much.
Yes,
I don't remember what that was.
I think you lost a little sanity.
Could be.
And
Yeah.
you dislike mirrors.
And
Because
yes,
something
yeah,
was
yeah,
looking back
yeah.
at you.
Yeah,
That's
now
the
you have a
thing, is-
phobia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do not love because something was looking back at you, yeah, and you still haven't figured. You know, we'll figure out next episode if Mr. Dar is still in the museum and why there's a policeman there.
And another unanswered question, which I marked down, is I think it's Franklin. If his wife is still attached to Franklin in any way, because he doesn't know that. He just like kind of dropped it out of the reflection of the mirror. She could be stuck in him if that's her.
Yeah, or
And he's
or
just
something could be stuck in him.
Something. And Eugene's just gonna kind of
keep an eye on Franklin?
No, it tried to ignore it. Out of sight, out of
Franklin
mind,
starts
don't think
glitching.
about it.
What, Father?
Oh.
Why don't you love me anymore?
Father. Father.
No, it would be
Father.
way worse if it shifts and just starts screaming like, "Why won't you let me go?" And then goes back and it's like, "What's wrong, Father?"
Stop giving Ezra ideas.
Yeah, really.
Nick is great for giving me ideas. I always appreciate it. Patreon friends, we appreciate you for all you do for Quests and Chaos. Every month you give us of your time and treasure, and that is a beautiful thing, and we can't thank you enough, but we try by doing this crappy show. So let's call it even, shall we? Goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye,
Okay,
Patreon
well,
friends.
hello, bye.
See you next month.